Hello, folks. I'm just starting this channel. We're here to talk about. Let me get things set up. Alright. I don't know what this is doing. Share your thing. Cancel, whatever. Alright. So we're here to talk about my favorite EPL team, which is Tottenham Hotspur. I have been watching Tottenham for 10 plus years. I would say going back to when Dempsey first came over to Tottenham is when I started watching Tottenham. I was a big Dempsey fan. He was a top USA player. So he kind of got me turned on to the Tottenham Hotspur. And even after Dempsey left, I stayed with Tottenham. I liked them. They had Gareth Bale. Of course, they have Harry Kane. They had other players that I enjoyed watching. Loved it when they got Sonny as a player. Eric Yamela, great player. I loved watching him play. He's a good player. Many good players that I wasn't sure why Tottenham sold them, got rid of them, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about current Tottenham. And the current Tottenham team, which I think is doing really well, all considering so far this year. We have a new coach. We lost Harry Kane, which I thought was just a ridiculous decision for him to make to go win trophies. I think if he stayed right here at Tottenham, he would have won trophies under Aim Postacoglu. It's to me, it's just selfish. You're playing for your boyhood team, albeit, when we weren't winning, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? Now you're playing for Bayern and you're still not winning. So there you go. I know you have a much better chance winning for them, but to me, they have like 3 teams over there. Dortmund, Leverkusen, and Bayern Munich. The rest are all subpar anytime relegated teams. To me, they're championship quality teams. If that, maybe even League One quality teams. No wonder he's scoring so many freaking goals over there. I mean, the competition is ridiculous. So, there's that. So this is my first live. This is my first time doing this. I'm going to try to continue to do this. I'm going to try to keep going with this. I'm going to talk about some things that we like about the Spurs. One thing is the new coach, the new system. It's great football. Great football. It's wide open, continuously attacking football. I love it. We do have our laws. There was, I mean, everybody's got to admit, since that Chelsea game, which I believe was a disaster. I mean, the stops and starts, the constant stops and starts in that game, the long VAR checks, all that, it really killed us. It really killed the flow and just everything about it. The 2 red cards, I mean, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I think one thing for the Spurs, they really need to mature. They really need to stop letting teams get their goat. It's an American saying. They need to be more mature and brush that stuff off and let it go. I mean, that's just ridiculous to be drawn into such banter. We saw it in the other game against Burnley. When they drew us in there, it was ridiculous. I don't know. It's just me. These teams are starting to now see that they can um, get into our goalie. I don't understand why we're not doing that. Why we're not putting our guys on top of their goalies, harassing their goalies. They're doing it to us. Do it back to them. We need to get better at set pieces for sure. Um, we need to put some big guys up there around our goalie so that those guys can't get in there and push him around. He's not the biggest goalie in the world, probably not the strongest goalie in the world. He's a good goalie. I mean, he's a good goalie. He's better than what we had, for sure. I'm believe me, I'm not saying anything bad about Lloris. Lloris was a great goalie in his prime. Um, but he got older. He kind of got a little off his game. I'm not saying he's not going to do great over here in the U.S. I expect him to be a really good goalie over here in the U.S. But again, look at the competition. So there is that. Although you do got this FC Miami, building the U.S. Barcelona team is what I call it right now. Um, you know, I guess they're going to try to win them a couple championships out of that. I don't know. I'm not talking about them. We're talking about Tottenham. So I saw on the news today that Tottenham looks like we're going after Frankie de Jong from Barcelona. Uh, he is a good midfielder. He probably a good number 6. I'm not saying he's going to be better than what we already have. Betancourt, I think, fills the role nicely. I know he's a little behind right now, but after coming off such an injury like that, it's going to take him a little bit of time, I think. I think he kind of rushed back a little bit. I wish he would have. I mean, I was glad he rushed back. And then he got hurt right away. He got hurt again right away. And then it seemed like he rushed back from that. So it seems like he's rushed back from a couple of injuries and he's just a little off. We're going to have some time off, some more training. I think he's going to get back to where he's at. We're going to see a better Betancourt towards the end of the season. No doubt. No doubt. Come March, mid-March, I'm going to say maybe beginning of April, we're going to see a different Betancourt. So you're going to say I said that right here. I said it here. So, I'm also seeing a lot of stuff about Neto as going and getting Neto this summer as a winger. He's injury prone. I don't know. I don't think that's a good grab for us. Unless we're bringing in somebody else along with him that's comparable. If we're just relying on him, I don't know. I just don't know. I like Manor Solomon. He is not rushing back, as we see. He had another procedure done, I think, a couple weeks ago on his knee. They didn't say what it was. I'm gathering he probably had some fluid buildup from practice. Probably had to release that fluid off the knee. If anybody knows anything about knee injuries, that happens when you come back from a knee injury. You start on it, you start playing on it, and you get some fluid buildup, and you have to relieve that, and you have to take a couple more weeks off. So I would bet that we're going to see him back in the next couple weeks in the lineup. Not starting. He'll probably come off the bench, but I can see that happening. Uh, maybe when we start back up after that, we have that Chelsea break coming up because they're playing the other cup game. So we have that game postponed. So we'll have another week off there. So I think when we come back from that, that's when we'll see him back. He's not going to be starting, but he'll be coming off the bench and playing. I have a feeling. It's just my feeling. You never know with Ange. You don't know with him. You don't know what he's going to do. Starting lineups for this weekend, I would like to see it go sort of. Let's go with Sonny or Carlson. I want to say I want to put Timo out there just to see how them three work. Timo can play across the front, anywhere across the front. I'd like to see Timo out there. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be Shubaleski, possibly Brennan. But that's what I think we're going to see. We're going to have Matters in there, of course. Pape will be back. I'm sure Basuma will start. And then we got our backs. We're going to have Betancourt coming off the bench for the midfielders. We'll have we'll have a few bench players for that to come off the bench, but Holberg, I don't know about y'all, but is it just me, or does it seem like he gives the ball away a lot? And I think I don't want to say anything bad about anybody on the team, but some of those giveaways are questionable. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's because he hasn't got the playing time that he's used to and he's rusty. It could be. I don't know, but he's a professional. He's a professional. You should not be giving the ball away that much. It's crazy the way he gives the ball away. So, but we still have him coming off the bench. He's going to come off the bench. Then our back four is solid. Doggy back there, Romero, Pedro, and of course our call him Speedy Gonzalez. That dude is lightning fast. Van der Ven is just a Speedy Gonzalez, man. That's what he is. I call him Speedy Gonzalez. That guy is incredibly fast. I mean, goodness gracious, incredible. So, that's my prediction for our starting lineup. Of course, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Well, also depends on whether or not anybody gets a knock in training or gets sick. You never know, but that's what I'm going for. Vic's going to be in the goal as usual. We don't have any other goaltender. I think that's something that we really need to look into. I don't know about these other goaltenders that we have, these younger guys. I don't know how good they are. We don't ever get to see him play. The only other person we get to see play is Schlugfeet, which, good God, if that guy could be any slower, I don't know. For God's sakes, in that first cup game we had back in September, good God, on those goal kicks, he just he looked like he had cinder blocks for feet. Good God, man. I don't know if anybody else thought that or not, but I did. I mean, I was Vicario should have been in there. We should have won that game. It's incredible. But I don't know. I didn't get that. I didn't get that whole thing. It's neither here nor there, though. I think next year is going to be our trophy year. Title race, possibly we'll stay in the title hunt. I don't think we're going to win the title. I don't think we're there yet. We're close, but I don't know. I don't see it. Anybody else? If anybody else sees this video or whatever, y'all think the same thing, you let me know what your idea of whether we're in. We're clearly in the title race. We're 7 points from the top, but look at our goal differential compared to everybody else above us. They almost double our goal output, and you are not going to win a title race with that type of goal differential. We need to start scoring more goals and holding these teams to zippies. Bottom line, we need a bunch of 3-0 wins, 4-0 wins to get up there. It's going to take a lot, and I just don't see that happening. It could. I don't know. One thing I would like to see Dragusin get in the games. a little bit more. I would like to start giving using him and giving our two center backs rest. I want to start seeing them get more rest. If Dragusin is what he's all cracked up to be, I think he could step in there and perform just as well and give these guys some rest. I don't care if it's coming in half a game. Start them, set him down at halftime, let him come in and play a half. I don't know. Let him get warmed up to it. Maybe give him 30 minutes. A couple 30-minute games. See how he does. Let's get him in there. Let's see how he does, and then let's start building him up to where he can. We can start giving our center backs some days off. Some games off. I know you ask any professional footballer, they don't want games off. That's just the way. But they need them. They need them. They need that. They need that break every now and then. And we could divide it up. That's the whole thing. He could step in. You know, give a guy a break, whether it be a half a game, whether it be 30 minutes, whether it be 20 minutes, whether it be a full game, whatever it is. But we need to start doing it. And we need to get another center back in. We need another center back on the team. I would like 4 to 5 decent center backs, especially if we're going to have Champions League football. We're going to need them. We are going to need them. So, something we need in the offseason, 1 to 2 more center backs in here. I would prefer 2. So, that's my thought process there. Um, you know, I'd like to talk about going after a striker as well. We need a striker. We need somebody that can score some goals. Richie has been doing okay. Um, he's not been he's been a lot better. I mean, I could say that he's been a lot better. He's been excellent. He didn't get a goal in this last game, but that's all right. Um, you know, it is what it is. I'll tell you that the Zerbe's bunch, they play tough. They play tough. It's a tough, even though they got beat the other day, like 4-1, 4-0, or something like that. I can't remember what the score was, but that's an off game for them. I don't know what happened to them in that game. It was an off game for them. But usually they played us tough twice this year. They beat us. They schooled us the first game, but we had a lot of injuries. We didn't even have a back line, to be honest with you. We had a makeshift back line, not to mention, Matters being out, so yeah. But they schooled us in that game. Um, I I was surprised in that run of games that we were able to get as many points as we did. I thought we were going to lose most of those games and not get any points. I thought we'd come out of there with 1 or 2 points. And it surprised me. It surprised me. I love Ainge ball. I love it. I love it. This coach is great. I mean, God, when they fired Pochettino, which I have no idea why they did that, why they let him go. Um, it was dramatic, but they, and back then I was saying they're not giving him the guys he needs for this team, and I was right. They weren't. They weren't giving him the guys um, that the team needed. I can't believe we got to the Champions League final with the guys we had. That was amazing, um, but then after that, the run of coaches that came in through here, Marino, um, good God. Uh, I can't even think of the dude's name. He's coaching right now at Forest, and then of course Conte. I mean, Antonio Conte was a. I don't even know. I didn't like the pick. I can tell you that now. I was happy he got us back in the Champions League, but I said when they hired him as a coach, he's too much of a prima donna coach, and I was right. I was right. The way he sounded off on the team It was everybody's fault but his fault. And it's always like that with him. It's everybody else's fault but his fault. It's ridiculous. Um, to be honest with you, I hope he never manages another club again, but I'm sure he will. I'm sure somebody will pick him up. Um, so so far the news we have Sonny having a dust up with one of his South Korean teammates right before the semifinal. I don't know if that had anything to do with that lackluster play they had against Jordan, but it sounded to me like them younger guys very disrespectful. Um, you know, they're they're supposed to, um, you know, be doing the fellowship stuff with the team at dinner time. Doing fellowship, some camaraderie, building camaraderie, getting ready for the next. No, they slop down their food and haul butt to go play ping pong. Are you freaking kidding me? Ping pong? Come on, man. No. And so Sonny took offense to it, went after him, dust up, dislocated fingers. I can't see that um, harping on his performance. Actually, I saw a little clip today with training. It didn't even look like he had anything on his fingers. So must not have been that big of a deal. Probably just that's probably why they lost the game. Jurgen Klinsmann, I mean, he was the U.S. coach here, and I did not like him as the U.S. coach. I was glad he got fired. Um, it is what it is, I guess. I don't know how long he's going to stay around at South Korea, but I'm sure they can find a better coach. That's just my thought. I'm sure they can find a better coach. So, but that was the story that I saw that happened. That's with the dislocated fingers. He got in a fight with the younger teammate. The teammate was a PSV guy. He plays in PSV. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Uh, I think what I'm going to start doing is taking notes when I'm going through the news and rumors and such, and having notes here that I can go off of right now. I'm just testing this out. This is just a test bed. Just want to test it out and see how it is. I think I'm going to go and do this. I want to do this like after each game, after each of Tottenham's game, if I can. If I can, I'm married. I run a farm. I have a farm out here, Fauquier County, Virginia. Um, lots of responsibilities running a farm. So, we raise cattle, dogs. Um, you know, it is what it is. We have chickens. I have to cut firewood. We have wood stoves to heat our house. It's a lot of work. So we have 12 and a half acres out here. We don't have a giant farm, but we have a small farm. My son-in-law is a big farmer. He runs about 4,000 acres, 3 or 4 different farms. He runs, and it's about 4,000 acres. I help him with that sometimes, getting in crops whenever he needs the help. I go out and run a tractor and help him get in crops and such. So we also do cows, we do pigs. So but that we just raise them for our meat. So um, we don't do that here on our homestead. We use one of the farms that he works at to keep the pigs and the cows. So it is what it is. But we don't butcher them. We take them off and have them butchered. But keeps the freezers full. Keeps me fat and happy. So, um, but yeah. So uh, this is just a pretty much just a get to know you type thing, get to know me type thing. You guys get to know me. Like I said, I've been a Tottenham fan ever since Dempsey joined up with Tottenham. Yeah, it's been a long time. I stayed a fan. They They sucked me in. The Spurs, the Spursiness sucked me in. I love the Spursiness of the Tottenham Hotspurs. I love Tottenham Hotspurs. I was devastated, of course, when Harry Kane left. I was devastated when Bale left. You get to liking these guys and they freaking get sold. What the hell? Do I want to see Harry Kane come back? I don't know. I think I'm not going to say that relationship is damaged at all. I just don't think he'd come back to Tottenham. I don't see unless we're like all of a sudden we are always in the Champions League, always up there winning silverware, winning some hardware, getting some silverware here, getting some trophies that he likes so much that he has to have trophies, always in contention to win the title, the league title, or in the Champions League, something in that realm, in the next few years. He's gonna stay in the Bundesliga for a while. I think he's gonna be in the Bundesliga at least 3 years. Um, that's what I'm thinking. 3 years. I know he signed a longer contract, but I think 3 years. And you know, and uh, I don't see Bayern Munich. They'll probably win the championship this year. I don't know. They're only 5 points down, but Leverkusen's pretty strong, and they're already talking about Yabi Alonso um, leaving already to probably take over at Liverpool. Which whatever. I hate Jurgen Klopp. He's such a crybaby. I've always hated Jurgen Klopp. Ugh. But you know, so could be a one and done if they do win. Uh, they win the title, beat Bayern Munich, win the title. I think it's a one and done. I don't think they're in any kind of form, especially if they lose him to Liverpool. I don't see this being a run of 3 to 5 years or anything like that. Maybe, but I doubt it. I don't know. um, we just have to see. We'll just have to see how that plays out. But I can even see Bayern Munich getting their shit together and winning it this year. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. So, um, I'm almost done here. I wanted to do about 30 minutes on here talking about my favorite team, Tottenham. You getting to know, letting you guys get to know me. Uh, you know, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't have a lot of Tottenham flair. I'm going to start getting some. Uh, but every time you know, I get a jersey for somebody I like, they leave the team. Luckily, I never got one for Harry Kane, so can't blame that on me. I always wanted one. I always wanted a Harry Kane kit, but just didn't get it. And he left the team, so there's that. I won't get a Sunny kit. If I get a kit, it's just gonna be a blank one, or no name or number on it, just a plain Jane kit. Um, yeah, that's about it. So this is a good trial run. I feel like it went well, um, even though nobody's in my stream or anything like that. That's fine. I don't need anybody in there yet. I'm going to build this up. And I have a friend that I may get to join in. I'm going to try to figure out how to do that, how to have somebody join in with me. He's a big Tottenham fan as well, so him and I can sit here and go back and forth after a Tottenham game, hopefully. If I can get him to sit down and watch a Tottenham game. He always forgets. But that's okay. That's okay. Um, but if there's anybody out there that sees this video, wants to contact me, and get in on this, that'd be fine. We could talk. If you're in the U.S., want to talk, we can come on after games and talk about, how great they were or how bad they were. But that's all I got for today. And come on, you Spurs.